Alright, today I'm gonna brush up you guys' Street Fighter 6 skills. And the thing that we're talking about today is I am gonna go over 5 moves that I think everyone should be punishing properly. These are moves that I see being used at all levels of play, whether it's beginner or like tournament pro level play, that still aren't being consistently punished, I think, when I watch. Starting with Jury. I think I've got my recordings left over from last time. Yeah, you see, I did prep work before the stream. That's how you know I'm a professional. So, this string right here, this is the one I'm going to talk about. So, if you guys don't know, this is a heavy Fuha into light Fuha. It's a very common string that you see lots of Jury players do, and the reason for that is that it's safe on block. It's only -3 on the last hit, and if you try and interrupt in the middle here like this, you'll get counter hit. Oh, Fuha is the store? Okay, but I'm not calling it Go Ohatsu into Sai Hasho. You know what I mean. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah. This string is very common. It's very often used. It's safe on block and it's a frame trap in the middle. Now, you can actually punish this string, and there is quite a few different ways of punishing it. So, number 1, you can just interrupt with a super. Like this. So you might be thinking, well, that's a bit risky, isn't it? Interrupting with super, because like, what if the Jury player stops the string early? Aren't I gonna get punished? The answer is no, because if they stop after just this bit, Jury is -12. So as long as your invincible reversal, whether it's a super or a DP, is 12 frames or less, doing a super here is guaranteed, even if they don't go into the follow-up. I'm seeing a lot of watts in chat, so I assume a lot of people didn't know about this. I'll just show a DP as well for the sake of it. So as you can see here, if I do EXDP with Ryu, it punishes if she stops after the heavy spin, and even if she makes it safe by going into the fireball, it's still a punish. So you should never ever be letting Jury get away with this string if you can DP your super in the gap. Now, that's not the only way of punishing this as well. You have more options. Another really good way of punishing this string, but one that's slightly riskier, is perfect parry. I try and use this a lot. It's a little bit harder to do, but if you just tap parry and then tap like a heavy normal, it kind of creates a built-in option select where you can do stuff like that. So that's good. And one last thing I'll say about this string, I would recommend you guys going into the lab and trying to find stuff here. There's lots of unique things you can do in this gap, and one of them that I'll show is with Dalsim. You can actually do some really cool stuff against this. What you can do with Dalsim here is you can actually do a medium kick level 2 super in this gap, and it will actually trade with the fireball, and you actually get a full combo afterwards. It's pretty cool. There we go. Credit to Liston for that one. Shout out to Liston the Prince. That's a really cool combo. So yeah, I'd recommend you guys do some exploring, see if you can find other cool stuff here. You might be able to find other trade combo opportunities off it. Let's move on. Up next, we are gonna move to Ed. Hey, you guys in chat, who has the stubbiest lights in the game? I want to prove a point here. Who has the stubbiest lights in the game? Ed? Alright, we can do Ed mirror match then. This is important for the point that I'm about to make. So, up next, move number 2 that you guys need to be punishing properly is Light Punch Blitz. This move here, quarter circle back light punch from Ed. Now, I think a lot of people know that this move is punishable. It's -5 on block. But the thing that I consistently see people say, because I assume they haven't tested it or they've heard misinformation from other people, is that this move is sometimes safe on block if it's spaced correctly. And it's actually not. If you guys don't know, Light Blitz actually has a huge extended hurt box in front of Ed during the recovery. So even if you have stubby lights, you guys can actually punish this from every single range with a light. So the reason that I picked Ed himself here is that I'm told his lights are stubby. Let's find the absolute max range where all 3 hits connect. Probably about there. So this is as far away as I can physically do this move from. In a realistic like match scenario, and it still punishes. You don't. I think a lot of people don't expect it to punish because it looks like it shouldn't reach. You don't think your jab is going to go half screen because it looks like this. But like I said, Ed actually has a very large hurt box during this move's recovery. So even if you're max range, everyone can punish this, as far as I know. Try Jury. As long as all 3 hits connect, which they will 99.9% of the time, I think every single character in the game can punish this move. Do not assume that, like, it becomes safe if spaced properly. Oh, I guess one last thing I want to add before I move on, actually, before I forget. Another aspect of this move, this is like a pet peeve of mine. Please stop letting Ed players get away with this as a pressure move in Burnout as well. So do not let Ed players get away with this in Burnout. I don't know what her counter hit combo is. Alright, this next one's near and dear to my heart. We're going to talk about an Aki punish. This is actually one that I've mentioned before, but I'm going to bring it back up again because people still aren't punishing this move, and it kind of baffles me. This is Nightshade Chaser, which is this move right here. It's the full up to Fireball. I've been telling people to punish this for like a year now. People still aren't really doing it, so I got to reiterate it. This move here is minus 16 on block. It may not look like that, it may not feel like that, but it's minus 16 on block. And every single character in the game, bar a couple of exceptions, can punish this with a drive rush. So yeah, if you have a drive rush into a 5 frame, you can always punish this, even at max range. Now, I did mention that there are a couple characters who can't drive rush here, but even they have options, so... Manon, as we know, does not have the best drive rush. But, on the other side, Manon has a very good button that is called Standing Heavy Kick. And this will punish counter on block for a full combo. Manon can do that. Zangief is, I suppose, the only one that I will mention as being kind of unique. So, as far as I know, Geef is the only character in the game who can't punish this at max range. I'm making a special exception for Geef players here. I think at like the absolute tip, he doesn't get a punish on drive rush. Because his stand light kick is too slow. And he can't drive rush SPD either. But everyone else has no excuses. I'll only give the get out of jail free card on this move to Geef players. I think if you're a bit closer, you can drive rush, like up close. Yeah, so you can still punish it if they really badly misspace it like this. But if it's spaced out a bit further, Geef can't punish this. I guess the last one of these I'll show. There are, again, a couple of character-specific options here that are very good. DJ, I'm shocked that more DJ players don't know about this as an Aki player. But DJ probably has the single best punish in the entire game on this move because he can punish it with heavy Sobat and then Link afterwards, which is kind of crazy. Into whatever. He might have the most privileged punish on this. Anyway, let's move on to number 4. So up next, we are gonna go over Guile's Sonic Blade. So I think this one kind of comes under like a knowledge check more than anything. But this is Sonic Blade. This is the annoying wall that Guile can put up in front of him. And then he can throw a fireball through it to make it 2 hits. And this move is very scary because it's like, now I can't approach Guile. Like, once this is on the screen, you feel like you just can't do anything because he's got this like annoying projectile in front of him. But a lot of people don't know that this move actually puts a gigantic hurt box in front of Guile's feet. Like, Capcom, I think, realized that this move would be massively overpowered if it was as good as it looks like it is. So pretty much every character in the game, I think there's a couple of exceptions, but pretty much everyone can just sweep this from miles away. Like, it's kind of shocking how far away you can sweep this thing. Like, Blanca isn't known for having a great sweep. And he can still sweep from this distance. Like, normally this would never hit from here. But because of the way his hurt box enlarges when he does this move, you can sweep him. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no hitbox viewer. Let me just show you guys what this actually looks like from a hitbox perspective. So, yeah, the animation on this is very deceptive. The projectile looks huge, but in actuality, the projectile has a very small hitbox. Like, this little red square here is the projectile hitbox. All of that, like, animation around it, the great big spinning disc, actually has no hitbox. And then Capcom stuck this huge hurtbox in front of his foot to make it sweepable. This was a very intentional design decision. So yeah. Pretty much everyone can sweep this. I think there's a couple of exceptions. You need to do a bit of character-specific testing. Like, if you're playing a Shoto, you're living life on easy street with this one. You can just low forward it. And keep in mind that a lot of the time, Guile players will do this move from full screen. I know everyone's about to hit me with the actually, they'd never do it that close. A really good thing you can do here is just drive rush into your low. So, like, wait until you see this, and then drive rush into crouch medium kick. So you can do stuff like that. It's quite expensive in terms of drive, but this does work. Alright, the final move. And this is one, this is the one that kind of inspired this whole video idea. This is one that I've been working on recently because, like, even myself, I know it may be hard to believe, but even I make mistakes. I know, shocking, right? This is one that I've been practicing a lot lately because it annoys the hell out of me. Akuma, Adamant Flame, which is his quarter circle back punch. And again, I think this is kind of like Ed's Light Blitz. I think people know that this is unsafe on block, but the reason that I've been grinding out this move is because it's very annoying to identify which version he's done. Because if you guys don't know, this move has 3 different strengths, light, medium, and heavy, and they all have completely different frame data on block and fairly similar animations. So light punch is -8 on block, medium punch is only -4 on block, so still punishable, but much safer. And heavy punch is safe at -2. And I was getting annoyed by this because, like, I couldn't figure out which was the light and which was the medium. Like, I knew it was punishable, but I was having a real tough time figuring out if it was the one that was -8 or the one that was -4. So I recommend what you do with this move is record 3 training mode recordings of them doing, like, crouch medium kick into each different version. And then you want to do kind of 2 different drills here. I would recommend doing 2 different drills. They have slightly different animations and they have slightly different voice clips. But what I would do is I would start off with the easy drill. Do the easy version first, okay? So what you want to do is you want to try and react to either light or medium, punish those with a 4 frame, and then don't attempt to punish the heavy punch version. So effectively you've only got 2 things to look out for, punishable or unpunishable. So that's safe, that's the heavy punch. Safe again, that's heavy punch. That's punishable. That's punishable. This is the easy drill. I expect everyone to be able to do this one. The hard drill is the one where you take it to the next level. And what you want to do for this one, this is the one that I've been trying to do lately, is punish the -8, the light version, with your 8 frame punish. Punish the medium version, the -4, with your 4 frame punish, and then don't attempt to punish the heavy version, the -2. So this time it's more complicated. You've got to juggle 3 different versions in your head, and this will give you the optimal max damage punishes, but it's a lot more tricky to identify because you've got, it's now a 3-way split rather than a 2-way split. So I'm still working on this one. That's safe. That's also safe. That's -8. That's -4. There we go. So that's kind of like the drill you want to do. But it's tricky. This is a work in progress, this one, but I think it's really important to know because the difference between punishing a -4 and punishing a -8 is pretty different in this game. So I see this move go unpunished a lot of the time, and even when people do punish it, it's usually very suboptimal because they're just doing the -4 punish every time. But anyway, that's my 5 moves, which I think people need to punish better in this game. I hope this was useful. If it was, let me know down in the comments section. Maybe let me know if there's any other moves that you guys think are kind of flying under the radar right now, things that more people need to know about punishes for. Maybe we'll do a follow-up to this at some point in the future. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next video.